Hey everyone, Charlie Klasko here and welcome to Crypto Wall Street. Today we're going to make an evaluation of PinkCoin. Interesting name, right? But before I do so, I want to point out something for you. I've seen on YouTube here that a number of my fellow YouTube influencer, we can call them colleagues, are pointing out or believe they are predicting that 2018 is going to be a horrible year for the cryptocurrency world. I strongly disagree with that for a number of reasons. So they think that we will see a lot of price devaluations throughout 2018. It will be a bad year for Bitcoin. And just in general, it will be a tough year for the cryptocurrency world here during this year. I don't really believe so. My personal opinion is way different, and whether you believe my thoughts or other people's thoughts, that's entirely up to you. But I'm going to share with you my perspective, my viewpoint on this. So first of all, as I mentioned out in some of my other videos as well, the mainstream acceptance of the cryptocurrency world and Bitcoin, which is the branding, we say the front stage branding of the cryptocurrency world, is just about to being accepted from the mainstream. It's not accepted yet, but how do you know that? Well, your friends and family start asking you about Bitcoins, right? And there's still confusion between Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies, but once people start understanding that the cryptocurrency world is actually a world for itself with online currencies that you can invest in and make a lot of money in it, it will start being more accepted from the mainstream as well, and more people will start buying and getting into it. So that's a very good indicator. Just think about your social group that you're hanging out with, the people you're hanging out with. You know, you talk about Bitcoin, talk about cryptocurrencies. You talk about online currencies, online payments, etc. However, there's still a lot of confusion about what it actually is, and people are still skeptical that it's a bubble, you know, it's just fake and all that. So it's just about to being accepted. So once the masses are really accepting this, their focus will be, you know, it will be laser focused on the cryptocurrency world, and we'll see a much higher branding and hype about it than we already have, even though it is pretty big right now. The market capitalization just passed 700 billion on coinmarketcap.com, which is a new high. And I said that, I think in my video yesterday, that I believe that we would see that within 2 weeks. It happened within 24 hours. Quite amazing, right? Well, there's another thing that talks against 2018 being a bad year for the cryptocurrency world, and that is the increased brand awareness that I just said. I mean, people start being more aware of the cryptocurrencies, the Bitcoin, what's going on, the companies behind the coins, and how this world actually exists, why it exists and what it does, and all the benefits of it. In addition to that, every day the process of buying and trading cryptocurrencies becomes easier and easier, so it's easier for the everyday average person on the street to start buying into it. And I've had a number of friends as well that are working in completely different industries. It's nothing to do with investing or trading, anything like that, that says, well, I've heard a lot of things about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoins, maybe I should get into it, you know, what kind of advice do you have for me? It just tells me when people like that start asking and start having a tiny interest in it, you know, we're moving into something very big. It's getting very hyped, it's getting very branded, and it's here to stay for sure. Will there be a correction? There are probably going to be lots of correction this year in a lot of coins, but keep in mind that this is still at a very brand new, it's at a baby stage, and you know, development is still in front of us, and we have a lot of change to come. The final thing that my colleagues pointed out as one of the reasons that this will be a bad year for a bad 2018 in terms of cryptocurrencies was that there's a lot of coins that are overvalued, interestingly enough. So I do agree with them. There are coins out there that are definitely overvalued. But just think about how many coins out there that are actually undervalued as well. So think about this. Let me ask you, just on top of your head, how many different cryptocurrencies can you mention? So without looking anywhere, just how many can you mention? Try to write them down, right? You have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ripple, Dash, Crash, etc., 10x. Just mention them. If you are good, you can probably, you know, mention 10, 15. If you're very good, maybe you can mention 30. So just think about it. If you can mention 30 different cryptocurrencies, let's go to coinmarketcap.com here. Let's see, update, how many different cryptocurrencies do we have right now as of today. We have 1,386. 1,386 different cryptocurrencies. If you are very, very, very good, you can probably mention 30 of them, right? You know the name of 30 cryptocurrencies. You do not know them in depth, but you know 30 different cryptocurrencies. Some of them, a bunch of them may be overvalued. Now let's take 30 divided by 1386 multiplied by 100. That gives us 2.1%. So that means if you're an absolutely expert at knowing cryptocurrencies and you're a trader and you mentioned 30 of them, you know about 2% of the overall market. You only know 2%, and I understand that a bunch of them may be overvalued, but what the heck, there's 98% of the cryptocurrencies that we don't even know about, that we don't even have investigated, researched, or even evaluated yet. They're about to come out, and I bet you a lot of them, there's an awful lot of them that are undervalued. And that power is not to be ignored, because that's going to be powerful as well. That's just besides all the hype and the investment and the futures and contracts on Bitcoin and all that from the traditional world of investing, excuse me, that starts pushing up the price as well. All the other coins here are going to be very powerful. We'll see a very powerful rally within the next couple months. I'm absolutely sure. And just think about how many coins out there that exist in here on coinmarketcap.com that we don't know anything about. We haven't researched it. We haven't spent all the hours, days and weeks going in depth with the companies to figure out if they're actually good or not. So that's my thought, that's my take on 2018. Whether you want to accept my thoughts or not, that's entirely up to you. I don't think we'll have a bad year. I absolutely think we'll have an amazing, fantastic, and outstanding 2018 in terms of cryptocurrency investments. Whether you want to be optimistic or pessimistic, it's entirely up to you. Alright, moving on. So today I'm going to evaluate PinkCoin. That's a very interesting coin that I looked at. They have a very girlish logo, I think. We'll have a P in pink. Quite interesting. So the company behind PinkCoin is a company that is the middleman, as sort of saying, between you and charity organizations. So they make it the process for you to donate your cryptocurrencies or their coin, PinkCoin, to charity and give to donations, etc. I actually really like the idea. There's a lot of potential, a lot of money in that industry, in the charity industry for sure. And I did a little research here. So in America, in the United States alone, in 2016, they were given $390 billion with a B in charity and donations from private people alone in America in 2016. So just to put that in perspective, that is about 2% of United States gross domestic product, GDP. That's a lot of money. And to put that in perspective as well, NASA, the Space Association, they are getting about $37 billion a year for their budget, which is about 0.2% of GDP. So there's a huge business in donations and charity. This is just America. This company here, the PinkCoin, the company behind that, are working on a global scale. So there's absolutely a great market for it. I see lots of potential. The question here is whether this company will exploit it and really take advantage of it. And let's take a further look at that. But definitely they are digging the right place for the gold, because this is and can be a gold mine for sure. Now, taking a look at their social proof, their Facebook page wasn't too strong. It was a little weak. They don't have too much activity in there. On the other side, their Twitter account had about 20,000 followers. They had interesting tweets in there, and they pointed out some good things in there too. So that's pretty strong as well. And this is something that I read on one of the threads in there, that they actually had an attack on their network in December, but that should be fixed as well. So it seems like they had some problems with their network and the way they use, because they do have a wallet as well from where you can stake and you can send money to the different charity organizations. And this is a Canadian-based company, by the way. So that's quite interesting. So their social proof was okay. Not all the social media were really maintained, but that's fine. Reddit was pretty active as well, so that's good. Nothing on that. Took a look at their team, which I had a little mixed feeling for, because it was heavily weighted towards the younger side of people. I did see, however, that their advisors are a little bit more seasoned, sort of saying. So I think their advisors are definitely the one of the strong sides of the team. You know, the team itself looked fine. It's just the feeling you got when you're looking at it, right? You read people's bios and look at their, you know, their expressions and who they are, what they've been doing. You know, not too excited about their team. I'm okay. I really think they do have a great idea here. They have a great market opportunity. Whether they're going to exploit it 100%, I'm not sure. Also, again, I took a look at their white paper, which they called their pink paper. Quite amusing. It was short. It was to the point. I liked that. However, I felt it was missing a bunch of information about exactly how their system worked, how they were making money. I understand you don't tell anyone, you know, your cut of the commission or your cut, sort of say how much money you make. But I want to understand how you make money. They also had a number of they had a rewards program as well. And they also had a, they claimed that they are actually giving you interest when you put your PinkCoins into the wallet as well. And I didn't quite understand how they would give you interest because, you know, coming from a traditional world of investing, a traditional world of finance in a bank, for example, well, they can pay you interest because I know that the bank takes the money you put into the bank, you deposit there, and they put it to work. Right? They lend it out to others, which they make an interest off, and they could pay you a part of the interest. So they put the money to work. But how they actually put my cryptocurrencies, my PinkCoins, to work when I put my PinkCoins into their wallet and pay me an interest is not clear for me. And not saying that it doesn't work, I just didn't quite understand how it worked in here. And it wasn't clear in the pink paper either, which is a minus from my side for sure, because I like to know exactly how that works. And I think it's pretty relevant as well to know. So keep that in mind as well. And that also leads me further to the transparency, excuse me. I don't think the transparency is that good on the website. The website is fine, not too simple. You know, one of the things I also value is the simplicity on the websites. You know, how easy is it to get the information you're actually looking for? You know, the team members, what are they doing? How can they change? What are the benefits? Things like that, or is it just covered in a lot of noise? I do think there's a little bit too much redundant information there, a little bit too complicated. And just my personal opinion, if you work with someone who really understands what they're doing, they're able to express what they're doing to you in a very simple manner as well. You know, that tells about, you know, how qualified or how competent people actually are. Interesting thing as well, they do have a blog as well called, let's see, the Pink Buffalo blog, which is the blog about their PinkCoin. Quite interesting as well. You can look that up too and read it. They also have a shop actually with all kinds of merchandise, t-shirts, mugs, pens as well. Pretty interesting too. I'm not doubting that they're all in. They're very committed to this. That's for sure. That's the impression I get from reading it. But whether they have the ability, the knowledge, and the competence to actually perform and do a first-class job actually exploiting this opportunity, that's what I'm doubting. That's my doubt here for sure. So the transparency is set for sure, the interest as well. So you can take a look at the website and see what you think. You know, remember also is to do your own research. I do think they have a very strong benefit from being in a very valuable, very high opportunity industry in terms of making money here. There's definitely no doubt about that. Just think about how much money that is spent on donations and charity every single day in the world. There's a lot of potential in this, that's absolutely for sure. They do have the website in 3 different languages as well, which was I was impressed about. That's interesting. That shows some sophistication here as well, and I think it's also people with different international backgrounds in the team too, so that probably covers or tells me why that is. But overall, there's some strong sides here with PinkCoin. There's some weak sides too. Strong points, they have a very nice opportunity in front of them, strong market opportunity. They have a somewhat strong social presence community on Twitter and Reddit. They do have some, in my opinion, problems with their transparency, with their rewards program, their interest, and how they're actually going to, their strategy I think is fine, but their action plan is really missing here. I need to see their action plan before I really wanted to buy this idea 100%. But for you to look into, it's interesting. And if you have any comments or any questions, feel free to put that in the comment section below here. And that's what I have about the PinkCoin. Just to mention that my monthly newsletter, investment letter, is coming out soon. If you want to be one of the lucky people to read that and get lots of valuable information out of that, make sure to sign up. It's all free. There's a link below this video here. There's going to be ICOs, recommendations, there's going to be notifications about other news, there's going to be coin recommendations, tips and tricks, things to know, lots of valuable information for you, and a lot of valuable stuff for me as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. There's a lot of value into that for you and for me as well. With that being said, I wish you all a good day, and I'll see you around.